What's up, everyone? This is Hype Nostalgia TV. I'm Tara. This is Adam. And it is insane to me that it is Hype Nostalgia release week. Adam, can you believe that it's finally here?
No, I cannot. It's been like 2-3 years in the making. And then on top of just this year and everything that's been happening, and trying to release a record in 2020 has been interesting. So, yeah, it's been a lot. But I'm very excited, and we've got like a lot planned.
We have a lot going on. It is, it's just so surreal to me. And basically what we wanted to do, like Adam and I are working on a ton of events and special things that we're going to be doing to celebrate the release of Hype Nostalgia. We have a listening party coming up where we're going to be hanging out with y'all on YouTube, listening to the record and doing a bunch of giveaways of like old Rituals merch, new Rituals merch. So you definitely want to tune into that. And then we are performing most of the record live. So that's going to be happening on YouTube as well. So all the links are going to be up on our socials. So I'm not going to bore everyone with the details on that. But Adam, you've been working on a lot of stuff. Can you briefly tell us what you've been working on right now this week?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, we've been working on, so the 26th, we're doing the live performance show, and we have our own studio, but it's not ideal for just space and stage. I mean, we share it with a bunch of other bands and stuff. So we actually, grateful enough to work with my friend Chris and Alex to get this basically kind of warehouse space in the back of Chris's studio together to do all this stuff. And yeah, we've painted the walls, we've built sound panels, we're hanging backdrops, there's flooring going in, internet's getting upgraded, all the things are happening, but it's exciting. And on top of that, we're doing this for Rituals, but we've already booked 2 other bands to utilize this space. So with that being said, anyone out there looking to live stream a show, we're going to be basically offering some like packages and stuff with different like camera options. But the idea is basically like a venue. You roll in with your gear and set up, and we do the audio and video side of everything, and you just tell us where to stream. So we'll see how ours goes, and we'll take it from there.
So amazing. Everyone book with Adam. They are the most detail-oriented person I know, so your shit will look so dope. So
that's true. I overthink it all, so it'll be great.
It's amazing. Attention to detail.
Yeah, that's good.
I think Wes is in the waiting room. So let's admit, Wes, we are introducing. So basically, this is a very special episode of Hype Nostalgia TV. We wanted to bring everyone that was involved in the creation of this album and in the project of Rituals of Mine together, because this has been such a collaborative process. Everyone who's been involved is such a crucial piece of the puzzle to this project. And so Adam, of course, myself, Wes Jones, longtime producer, and Deb the Goon, our new producer, is going to be joining us. But let's add in Wes right now. What up?
Yeah.
Wes! What is it?
And he's gone.
See ya.
You know what I learned real quick? Oh, I love that shirt.
That shirt.
You know what I loved real quick? What I learned, I had a vocal lesson yesterday, my first vocal lesson through Zoom, and it was actually really tight.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, there's a preference in Zoom called turn on original sound. Basically, it optimizes the sound quality, and so like choirs and like musicians use it via Zoom, and it's supposed to be way better. And it was like pretty incredible. So.
I wonder if it has like noise cancellation technology or something.
Probably, and like 0 latency. It was really cool. I was able to have a breakthrough with exceptions. I think I finally cracked the code on that song.
Oh, are you still working with the same person?
Yeah, she's amazing. And it was crazy. Like I just like sang line by line and we dissected every single word. And then I was like, oh, this is easy. It's not so scary anymore.
That's cool. Nice.
Yeah. What's up, Wes? You have a nice haircut.
Yeah, I got a haircut finally. I went like 3 months just not giving a fuck.
Well, yeah, of course.
And then eventually I was like, oh yeah, Alexis, you cut hair. How about we do that? That sounds like fun.
It took you that long.
We all got haircuts. Atticus, his hair was like super long. It was like not quite Adam length, but it was like he was getting the whole like surfer, like down to here thing.
That's great.
We cut his hair off. Pretty much, I don't even remember. He cut a bunch of hair off. He's feeling fancy.
I miss you guys. We're gonna have to play basketball next week or sometime.
Air quality is not such. We're like, I couldn't even take it today. It's actually like halfway decent down here, but it's just so hot. Like I can't keep the windows closed. I have to just breathe in the particulates instead.
Yeah. Has it been bad down there the past couple of days?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it actually got better here. Because last week was the apocalypse in the Bay Area.
No, yesterday it got better. It's supposed to get shitty again though, like tonight. So.
Yeah, I think it's coming back to us. But a couple days, it was like in the 50s or 30s, I think, yesterday.
Really? Yeah.
Crazy because it was like 280 days before.
Yeah. I wonder what all that is. Like why it fluctuates. It's not like they've got the fires under control. I don't understand.
For us, the apocalypse happened because I think the wind shifted from all the fires north and swept it down to us. And then it just like, it was wild, man. It was dark out all day.
Yeah, I don't think we had it quite as rough in LA, but it was weird. I mean, it didn't look normal. I was saying that, like, I was here in LA the day the solar eclipse happened. I was with Tara and Danny, and it looked like that for like 5 days straight.
Yeah, it did.
I don't know if it's quite as like abysmal as the Bay, but it was very like, just felt like somebody like screwed something up with the world,
Yeah. And then the 5 or 6 tropical hurricane, whatever that's brewing.
Yeah, and then there's
crazy.
We actually, one of our Airbnbs is in Pensacola, and we haven't heard back from those people, so we're kind of like, we might drive from Austin to St. Augustine at this point. I don't know. I mean,
right.
What I heard, Pensacola is like pretty well underwater,
So crazy.
Yeah. It was like a weird, like, mental slap, it's like we decided to leave. Yeah, and then like the fires happened and it was like, oh, well, okay, it makes sense to get out of here.
Yeah.
And then it's like, oh yeah, and then the hurricane. But I mean, we've really like, we thought about like every aspect to this, and like my dad was like, if you come back to Florida and you're thinking about buying a house,
what up, man? What's up? What's up? I don't know. I can't see you. I'm sorry.
Coming in so hot.
My phone died. My phone died.
We got your audio.
Fuck what you're saying, Wes.
What's up, guys? Miss you guys.
It's not important. Basically, we're moving to Palatka, Florida. It's a really nice town.
Wes was just pouring his heart out. That's all.
Yeah.
What's up? Happy birthday, Deb.
Happy birthday, Deb. How old are you, man? How old are you?
Man.
21. That's
21 at midnight.
Wow.
It's going to be a good time.
Damn.
Yeah. But continue. I'm sorry. Interrupt. I came in abrupt.
Are you gonna drink like Fireball all night?
Probably.
Jaeger?
No. Probably just keep it with like a nice tequila in line. We'll call it that.
Nice, classy.
It's classy.
Are you
driving? No.
Are you driving to a video?
What's up?
That's cool.
No, I'm not driving to a video.
No, I like that he's asking. It's nice.
Thanks, sir. How are you guys? How's everybody? Everybody doing all right?
Yeah,
I'm awesome. I'm so happy that we're all here doing this. I mean, I know that we're all hella busy. This week is insane. Like, Adam's building a venue so that we can perform our like
Amazing.
LP stream. I filmed the trauma video till like 2 a.m. last night, so I'm on like 4 hours of sleep.
Yeah.
Wes is working on a cover for Rituals. Dev is celebrating his birthday in a car. Like, this is crazy. So
yeah, I'm on the way to the hotel right now. I'm in Denver, Colorado, so I'm enjoying myself.
Love it.
Nice.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I just wanted to say, look, y'all, this is real, and we worked so fucking hard on this. Like, so hard. Like, crazy.
Amazing.
Insane.
Still working hard.
Still working
hard.
Always,
of course, yes. But 3 years in the making plus, with that's passion. You don't lose that. That's amazing.
It's
so
crazy.
it's finally that the dream became a reality. It's just like, yes, yeah, it's a good one. It's a good one that came true. So
I think the hardest stretch was like from when we got the masters until like now has been like I legit didn't even really think I would live to see the day in a way. You know what I mean?
2020's been like that, I feel.
It's just like,
yeah, I see that.
But it definitely feels good. I still haven't broken into vinyl yet. It's chilling out there. Nah.
I haven't listened to it yet. Dev, I have a big package for you that I'm sending with a bunch of stuff. It's crazy. It is so crazy because I was thinking like, when was that, Wes? Like 2017 when I flew out to St. Augustine and met Dev for the first time?
I think so, yeah. I think
2017. Yeah, I sat in for a session just to sit in, and I was like, yeah.
He's like, one day I will.
One day, and I talked to Wes after. I was like, that's it right there. And then here we are, and I'm more than pleased.
That was like
pretty crazy.
Like Omen was.
It is crazy. Right, Omen was one of the first tracks.
Yeah, so that was
one of the first tracks.
It was December of 2017.
Wow,
that is wild.
We met during that break because you came down just for like 5 days, and then wow, yeah.
Yeah, I think during the first session we did Omen, Exceptions, Tether, and started on Hope You Feel. Because I remember Dev had that
Hope
beat.
You Feel.
Dev had a beat. It was called Ice on My Leash.
Oh, yeah.
So and I was like,
on a lease website.
Yeah, it was on a lease website.
No. Take that down. We need that song. That is so good.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah, no, I'm done with that. Exclusivity only.
Yeah. Tara, she was like, "Can we have that?" I was like, "Yeah, I'm just gotta get it off at least."
We'll get it off. Whatever. But yeah, man, I'm so glad that you guys. I'm so glad that it resonated with you like that.
Oh my gosh! Especially like it's crazy, and like I think about like "Come Around Me," which almost didn't make the record because the file got lost. And I remember telling Wes. So Wes was like, "Are you kidding me, Tara?" Because I was like, "Wes, I don't care if we have to put an MP3 on the album. We'll put an MP3 on the record."
It wasn't gonna happen. I was not going to agree. I could not agree with that notion. I'd be like, I got to do something about this. I sat back for 30 minutes, worked on it, and then it sounded exactly the same. Exactly the same.
That might have been the most like one of the most.
That's the craziest.
I was like, Devin, you don't have it. Like, you don't have it. You're sure you don't have it? He's like, yeah, it's cool, man. I'll just do it again. And I'm like, he'll just do it again.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I'm thinking, I'm gonna take the afternoon off while he sits in the control room, and like 20 minutes later, he comes out. He's like, all right, it's done.
Yeah, with a whole other melody, like a piano melody line that wasn't even in the original.
I was digging it a little bit more, and I felt it while I was in Stinson. And Stinson, that control room just inspired me. Everything about that view, everything just, boom. it inspired that whole track completely. In more of a sense, how should I say? It pretty much it changed the sound because of where I was. The you know what I mean. The environment that I was in really had an effect on how I was able to fix and change and kind of keep it the same. But I will tell.
That's it, man. That's what that studio is like.
Dude, oof.
That's what it was.
I dream of it. I dream of it all the time, dude. I dream of it all the time. I think about it all the time. I still have the tape op picture of like the tape op, like the original, like, dude, wow. But yeah, more to come, always more to come. But yeah.
Yeah.
What year was that session? Was that 18, 19? Because we did 2, right?
2.
That was 2019.
2019, yeah.
The first one was in 2018, and the second was in 2019. No. They were both the same year. Were they not?
That's what I thought, but I couldn't remember.
I thought they were the same year. Yeah.
I don't know anymore.
I don't either.
It's okay.
Yeah,
we
it
met
happens.
up. We met up and did it.
Yeah. And it's gonna happen again.
And then there was
Absolutely.
also the Stinson time where we had like a crew there. Like Jeff was there, Adam was there, and like, yeah. I how many times did we even go to Stinson? Was it 3 total, Tara?
It was 3, yeah.
So like the first one was like right. It was like the Warner era. It was like right at the end of the Warner era.
Yeah.
And Danny, that was when we were working with Danny still. And that was the time where at the end of the trip, the dry hurricane hit, right?
Right.
That shit was bonkers. Like,
wow. Yeah.
It was like everybody left. It was just me and you, Tara, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I was sleeping in the tower part of the studio on like this, massive tower thing, and I could hear the whole tower just like shaking and creaking. I'm like, what is happening up there? And
I forgot about this. Oh my god!
Oh man! And I was like so tired. I looked out the window and I see the trees just like. I was like, what is happening? Like, I must be tripping. Like, I got up and I was like in my box and I walk up to the window and I see just like blowing, like all the furniture outside, everything's just like blowing all over the place. And it was a Santa Ana event, which I was a virgin to those kind of events. That
was a once in a lifetime.
And me and Tara, the next morning, me and Tara drive down to like go get a coffee. We go down to the little, Stinson Beach, which there's not much of.
Yeah.
And we go down there, and like the place we're gonna get coffee is just like destroyed.
I forgot about that.
Just level.
It's just like flat. And we're like, all right, well, I guess we're just gonna leave without coffee.
Yeah, we didn't even get coffee. It was awful. It was definitely a trip.
You weren't there for that, Evan. You weren't there for that. That was me and Tara.
What? Oh, I thought you meant the one that I was with you guys.
Do you remember?
To Starbucks.
You were there for
or whatever to that one.
Oh, now I know.
Because there was something that happened. I don't quite remember, but I thought
that was the Great Flood. But we'll talk about
that later. Yes.
Oh my god! And then so there was Stinson, and then there was Bitchwave Studios, which was a tiny little room that we recorded a lot of the record in. And like I remember before Wes moved to LA, Wes would come out to LA on like short trips. And I remember one time we were trying to track, and it was 4th of July. Do you remember this, Wes? And it literally sounded like a war zone outside, and it was pointless. The whole night and day it was pointless to record because it was just like we were trying to do vocals. There was no way.
This is at Highland Park. You're not gonna sleep on July 4th, like straight up. For like, and apparently now it's like a week-long event. You just don't sleep for like a week around July.
Oh yeah, it's almost like a month at this point. But yeah, and then we would have to basically, because Bitchwave Studios was in like a shared office space, anytime that we tried to like record vocals, it was like start and stop because there were people footsteps walking down or people yelling or like people wanting to have their door open and like So it was like, I remember specifically retracking vocals for "Come Around Me," "Hope You Feel," because I like I wasn't happy.
We did it late
Late night was the only time. But Tara,
it was perfect.
Tara was ruthless though. Like,
yeah, no, you pushed through it. It was awesome.
she would open up the door and just be like, excuse me, could you please be quiet? We're recording vocals for the best album ever.
Ruthless.
I was so annoyed. I'm like, no one wants to hear your whatever you're making. Close your door.
Yeah. Now, for those, I mean, yeah, Bitchwave was like, there's Ellie. She's chiming in.
What's up?
But yeah, Bitchwave was unique because it was basically like, there was no isolation whatsoever. You know, you might as well be like in my apartment with Ellie right now trying to track, or like the motorcycles on Grand Avenue. And like, you know, we worked really hard in that little room. It was all about like detail and grit. You know, for me, Bitchwave was like,
it was
like shutting off all the, I mean, you had Highland Park like right there, so we could go do whatever we wanted, you know, and there was always that pull, like, oh, let's go hit happy hour real quick. And I would always like drag Tara to like go hang out and like drink and chat about it. But
yeah,
we ended up like, we were able to game plan so much during that era, you know, because we talked to each other so much. And yeah, I mean, I also felt like we were in the epicenter of the musical world there. Like we were like defining when we were working in that little space, you know?
Totally. Yeah, we were able to strategize and it kind of felt like it was our own little world. And I mean, honestly, we had so many revelations, so many conversations that like helped form the entire album, launch, all of it, the look, the feel, the aesthetic.
Yep.
And then Output Studios, which is kind of where Dev also like flew out and we like finished the album there, which was wild.
Yeah, that was a fun time. That was probably one of the best sessions that I've had yet. It was a very memorable experience. I remember that.
That for me was like.
I remember that. I will remember that process.
Yeah.
To the T, you know, like what we were doing, how we were doing it, what we used for this part exactly. Like I know, you know, it's like one of those things, you know.
Yeah.
So
that was fun. I mean, for me, it was like the end of my work day in a sense. So I was like, all right, on to round two. But,
right.
You know, but I was like super comfortable with that space too. So there's something to be said for that, you know, like knowing how to work a room and not like at Stinson, for instance, we were like, that was like a legit big ass studio, like a bunch of, you know, like a patch bay fantasy world, you know. I'm like, we spent a lot of time like troubleshooting, you know, Adam and I troubleshot a lot of that stuff. And,
yeah, that was fun.
Yeah.
It is a nightmare. It's a patching nightmare.
Yeah. But with
really
that,
cool space.
You get that trade-off though. Yeah. I mean, like mega inspiring, like, and you would try like instrumentation that you wouldn't try because it's like right there and ready, you know?
Oh yeah. I feel like in Stinson, we were able to like bring guitars or bring like synths, analog synths that maybe wouldn't have been on the album, or even with vocals. We like really were able to like experiment and like with the vocals a lot.
Yeah,
with all of that.
We had the like the harmonizer and Cassidy, the Atterbury Cassidy. And there was like one other like an old MXR flange.
Did we ever use the Mellotron for anything?
We did. I don't
remember.
Yeah, I
don't remember exactly, but there was a real Mellotron there, and I was having a fun time.
Yeah,
I remember that. But I think we did something with that. But like the delays we use, you know, especially on 65th Street.
65th.
With that, or 65th is 65th. Oh, 65th. Yeah. And Reflex, like we use that quite a lot, and it's banger. You know?
Yeah.
They're bangers. That's how it is, man.
There was also the like the Matrix Fruit, which
talked
all that on Reflex, like all that, like Taylor McFerrin-esque lead stuff. Yeah.
It was like that crazy web stuff. It was cool.
And like that pretty stuff too, like all those leads, like the outro.
Oh, nice. Right. I remember that. Yeah, thanks. Thank you.
Yeah.
It was a good time, man. I always enjoy working with you guys in any shape or form, anywhere, anytime.
Well, we'll wrap up soon, but I want to know, and Adam, I really want to know this too, coming from the live side, because Adam is basically taking everything that we've made and elevating it to a live sound, which is just insane. Like, Exceptions sounds like a completely different track, and it sounds so
amazing,
perfect. Which at first I didn't know. Like Adam too, I don't think thought like drums would fit on that track specifically, but somehow you made it work.
Yeah, I mean, I was threatening to like play guitar or do like pads or like something, and then I don't know. I mean, the whole point of playing drums behind you is to elevate your parts and accent them. So it was just, I don't know. It took me a while to wrap my head around some of the new stuff. Some of it came like really quickly, like Free Throw and Trauma, like like a different.
Yeah, no, those were organic,
Yeah. So it's.
But seriously, same deal, Like it was a good move to put drums on the Exceptions.
It sounds freaking. I was amazing. Mad skeptical about that one because it's always like the bangers, you're going to be able to play over the top, and just make it even more like hype and bombastic, even if you want to go there. It's like I feel like this team, like we know how to work these nuances now. Like I think it's worth mentioning that like like the dynamics of what we do and like how many different roles we play, it's grown like a lot even this year. But being able to like break out micro stems, and like me and Deb making sure, with the exception of like Come Around Me, right? Like we make sure we have the sessions. We can always go back. We can like access them at a later date if we need to go back and like reprint a stem or like mute something within a channel and like really get that nuance to pass to Adam,
I've been texting you more often about all that.
But it's important. I mean, it's important. It allows all of us to like maximize our vision for what we do for this project. And I think it's important to know that like the stronger of a team you have, like the more success you're likely to achieve, right? Like there are flukes in the world, but like this is not a fluke. Like this is all by design. Like
it's all agreeable. It's all agreeable
like,
design.
You know what I mean? Like we've really put an effort into like making sure we have like a ship that floats. I love having all of you, like the talents, and I feel lucky to have you guys around. I mean,
absolutely, I feel the same. I'm so thankful for the opportunity to even work with you guys. Period. It's been years. It's been almost 4 years. And when I first was in that room with you guys, I was like, wow, I want to work with her. I want to do something because I saw how serious you were about everything that you're doing. And I was like, Wes, like, I don't know, like, if you want some help, like you got, like you want to work, and we did, and I'm just so glad that I was able to be a part of this. Really.
Yeah, man. I mean, really, if you look back at it though, Devin, like I've been working with you
you and I have been working for so long.
Yeah, I mean, as long as Tara, because I met Devin when you were like, Ellie needs a wipe. Hold on one second. Let's see. She's taking a poop. Hold on one second. I'll be like,
it's okay. It's okay.
You should probably leave that in. That's like real deal. I'll be like in a meeting with Barack Obama, Why? Anyway, damn, where was I? Oh yeah. But the first time I ever like learned of Devin, I had just moved to Florida from New York, and I like went down for my morning coffee, like living with the in-laws. You know, like what is life? I don't understand what's even happening anymore. I'm like in Florida, and like I sit down with a coffee at the dining table, and I read the paper, and it's like Devin and his dad, like on the front page of the paper. I'm like, who are these people? You know, like these people they're doing some things here, you know, and it was because
Comes knocking on the door.
Dave got that Blake Shelton single, so I just like went up to their spot and like knocked on the door and introduced myself. And
Whoa, I never knew that.
No,
That's wild.
The way that it all happened, it's so great. It worked out so well, and it really made an impact.
Dave opened the door. Devin, you were there for that night, right?
I was there. Yeah.
And Dave opens the door.
Opening.
He opens the door. And he's like, "Can I help you?" Like who are you and what are you doing here?
No, I did it exactly.
And I was like, yeah, somebody told me I should come by and meet you guys, you know. And then I told him who I was, and he was like, I have your whole catalog. He's like, my manager and your manager when you were in New York like tried to get us to work together. He's like, I have your whole catalog.
Crazy, man. It's insane.
But that was it.
How weird. How coincidental.
Yeah, that was it. That was like Devin was like 13 or maybe even younger.
I was about to say, how old were you at that point?
I was probably almost 13, probably almost 13, 14. Yeah.
Wow.
But yeah, no, when we met, like I started watching. I wasn't using Ableton at the time. I was using Logic only. I was trying to get it, like, you know, just work on that, you know, because it was working. And I was kind of not necessarily forced, but I was forced to use Ableton to use for the sessions that we did. We did use Logic a few times, but there were definitely some times where I was like, you know what? No, I need to change. I want to try a new DAW. I'm trying a new DAWs. Let's go for Ableton. And one of my close friends actually used Ableton as well, so I was able to get some insight from him as well. You know, doing work with him and then working with Wes, and then immediately right after I stopped, or not stopped, but right after this album, like I knew, working with Wes, like when we were doing Ableton, like I knew that Ableton was what I wanted to change to, because it's the creative freedom is just it's immaculate.
But yeah, Dan, we started working. I think you were 14 when we did like an EDM remix.
We did a remix, man.
That was like our first
GTA remix.
Yeah. So I was like, that was like 7 years ago. So yeah, I was like 32 and Devin was like 13 or 14, and we did a remix together.
Crazy, man.
Yeah.
No. It was awesome. I couldn't finish the ending, so Wes went in late night, right before the contest ended. It was like, I'm just gonna do a few things. It's gonna be fire. Just like, trust me. I was like, all right, got you. And it's so gassed. It's awesome. Yeah. So it's a good track, but you know,
I just have to say seriously, like I can't thank you all enough so much. Like Wes was saying, we all fit this project. And we all bring so much to the table. Like no one is just one thing. And that is why I feel like this album is resonating with people. It's not even out yet. And like the type of feedback that it's getting and like the messages that it's getting and like mainstream press is finally getting it is just so, I know that it means so much to us, but it really means so much to me to be able to work with such incredible people who aren't only insanely talented, but who truly like can believe in this and like give it their all. And like, I just can't say thank you enough. It means more to me than I'll be able to ever express. Like legit, I love you guys. Seriously.
Thank you.
No, always reciprocated.
The best voice in the world and the most of anyone I know in my life. It makes it
seriously, wow.
That means so much that you have no idea. Well, I know that Deb is like in his car.
No, I'm good. I'm actually chilling in the car. My friends went in the room. They were like, just come to room 122. So I was like, all right, cool.
Okay, cool. So, well, then I'll ask.
Let's finish this. Let's do this.
All right. Let's do a couple questions. hardest song for everyone, the song that you got stuck on, or a song that you were just like, I don't think this is gonna make it. Adam, hardest song writing to right now.
For me, writing drums, my drum parts, the way I work, I don't actually play the parts and then I learn them. So, Come Around Me was a little harder than I thought it was going to be. Exceptions was, as we talked about earlier, that was a difficult one to write to, just because we didn't feel like there was space for it. But yeah, I would say, I don't know. They've all been kind of difficult. I have been pushing. That's the great thing about all of us too, is we push ourselves. So,
Wes, what
I'm
about
glad to see that you did it this way. What's that?
What about you, Dev? What was was there a song that you were stuck on, or?
Maybe the Ice Summer Leash, maybe 65th for me, because I was like, this is a hard song. This song is great, but it was such a beat, that I was like, I don't know. You feel me, Wes?
Yeah,
you get what I'm saying?
Yeah, I had some questions on like.
It was very questionable for a minute.
Yeah, but I mean, it's just
it worked out fantastic.
Yeah, it's like everything we try, right? Like, in particular with like tracks that we brought to the table from Devin, I think the MO just became like, all right, let's have Tara write to it and track some demo box, and then we'll take a listen. And what I learned about Rituals of Mine over time is that, like, her voice is what dictates whether or not it's Rituals of Mine. It's like we have the ability and the freedom to like try a lot of different, so it's
and I thank her for that. I completely thank her for that. That's one of the that's amazing. Like, for you to trust us with that process, like, really, seriously, it's a big deal. Big deal for producers, for at least a singer to trust.
It's also like Tara's like A&R like too, in a way, right? It's like, all right, that'll work. I think that'll work, and I'll be like, what? No, how? But she knows. She knows herself. So yeah, I would say for me,
gotta trust the process.
Like, probably Free Throw is probably the one I got hung up on.
Dude, Free Throw. Woo, that beat's hard.
I appreciate
one of my favorite songs on the album.
That one, like, I experimented like over and over and over with that one, and that was like right around when Portal came out, and like, I was like working on Portal, and the whole time I was like, oh damn, I can't wait to like use this on tracks. But it was like right in this experimental phase where like I was trying some like harder beats, but I was also like working with Portal and trying to figure out what it could do. And so that track, there was a lot of like experimentation that almost became like going down a rabbit hole. And like I had,
absolutely,
like various iterations with like different synths and textures and stuff. And I would just like print one and then like mute the synth and try another thing, or like try a vocal through Portal as like the main pad, and then like use that. And, so it was like, there was a lot of experimenting, and then it became like second guessing. And at one point I tried like a drum and bass style, like I did like a full on repro of it, and I played it for Tara. Okay. She was like, "Nah."
I remember getting that phone call back. She was like, "Nah."
I remember Wes and I. That was the only time where we were kind of like butting heads, and I remember being like, "Nah, I just feel it. I feel it." Like, as soon as Wes sent me the original, it was like a skeleton beat. And I was like, yeah, this is gonna, like, you just know. And I was like, this has to be on the record. This has to be one of the singles. And something that, like, it definitely, there was a back and forth, texting and meeting and talking. And then I realized, so the first song that we wrote, we didn't even know for the record, was The Last Wave. And then Free Throw was the last song that we wrote for the record. And so, for those two songs, which are like polar opposites, that's when I knew, all right, we're done writing, because you don't want to stray too far off, but I knew like, okay, these are the bookends.
Yeah. Or like the limits of what we should experiment with.
Exactly. And then it was like anything more will be for the next body of work, but this body of work is done. But yeah, I remember Free Throw was like that was a stressful couple of weeks of trying to figure out like how can we make this work for everyone. And like we finally got it. We finally like got it together. I think for me, the hardest song and also one of my favorites moments was Heights. You remember that, Wes? Like Wes and I literally workshopped that chorus for that track. We were so stuck, or I was so stuck on it. And it was so fun, like being able to like collaborate and actually write a chorus together, which we haven't done too many times. And so that was probably the hardest, but I still have those like voice memos on my phone of like the whole like couple of hours that you and I like were just bouncing back ideas and runs and like, yeah, now I love that song.
I love the lyrics for that. Like when I listen back to the album, that's like one of those moments I'm always going to see us in that room, like writing that, you know what I mean? But like, I knew like, as we were doing it, I knew I was like, damn, these lyrics are so fire. Like I felt so good about it, you know, like,
yeah,
it was like the inverse of that self-doubt that happened with Free Throw, where I was like, what do I do with this track? You know, which is,
yeah,
you know, there are plenty of other moments that are like that. It's just like things just like flow, you know. And I mean, I feel like most of this album was just like things being like real and musical, you know.
All right, last question. Favorite song?
Yeah.
Favorite song on the record?
Not gonna be able to do that one.
That's a hard one.
There could be multiple
Reflex. Reflex and Come Around Me, just because of how they impacted me and how how the video impacted you and how I saw it come to life through the video was like, whoa. So Come Around Me, probably more or less that one. That's my favorite track. Not even on, you know, as it was, you know, a beautiful track, but it hit a spot for that. I listened to it a lot after the single came out, and I was like, I can't believe we did this. I can't believe we dropped. I can't believe this happened. The video came out, and I honestly was so emotional. I made it tear up. It was just like, wow. Like dreams do come true. Like when you want it, when you really think about it. So it was really, really cool to see that. Really cool to see it.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's so dope. I think for me, man, Reflex for sure, I think is probably one of my favorites. I remember writing to that track in my old bedroom and just knowing like, this is one of the songs I've always wanted to write to. And then the way that song evolved and like what it evolved into, and then like even like having Neil Pogue mix and like add his 2 cents to it was just like, it's such a vibe. It's such an instant vibe. But then I don't know, 'cause Trauma, like I don't know. Hope You Feel. Also, I wrote the lyrics to Hope You Feel are to you guys.
That's a great one too.
Like I legit wrote that song for you guys. Like basically just thanking you 3 for like sticking with me in this and like, you know, for like believing in it, even if it was hard, or believing in it, even if, you know, it didn't like pay off right away. So yeah, to me, Hope You Feel is kind of like an anthem of like triumph. Like we did this, we're doing this. So.
Yeah,
far out too.
I think if I had to pick,
that's wonderful.
Hope You Feel is probably like the moment on the album for me. I mean, you know, there's something about it. Like there are a few songs that I've ever listened to that really push me into like this feeling that like anything is achievable. That's what I hear when I hear that song, you know? It's like there's something just like really like innately positive about it. You know, it's like it's sad. It makes you feel sad, but it also makes you feel like has purpose and has meaning, and like there is no, don't, like, you shouldn't think about giving up. Like when you hear that song, it's like you can just stop thinking about giving up. You know, like that is to me, that's like the mark of like a truly powerful song. You know, and like Devin has counter melodies, like they're not even counter melodies, they're like the harmonies that ride the bass line, like those things that happen. I mean, that's like, you know, you did something there, man. Like that's like, you know, it moves you, you know? I think I would have to say my final answer though on which song is my favorite is like side B. Side B is like,
yeah.
I love this album like so much. Like this is one of those albums that I listen back to it and I'm like, damn, like we made this, you know what I mean?
It doesn't get old, man.
But
it sounds so right now.
Getting to that halfway point, I know that I'm like in for the best part of the ride, like all the way through the rest, you know? So that's my answer.
Very rad. I'm going to mention one, and I wouldn't say it's like the top song for me on the record, but it was such a moment for me and Tara. I think when it was like right after Dan decided to leave, and it was just, we decided like, should we bring someone else in live? Do we do just the two of us? And Tether was the song that I then kind of rearranged and turned into an intro. And, you know, that was probably 2017 or something like that.
Yeah.
That song's been around forever. And I feel like for me, that was like the start of this new design of Rituals, essentially, you know, as far as like, what we were capable of and what we were going to do. And like, it kind of set the tone for the next 3 years, you know?
Yeah, I was going to say, when Adam rearranged Tether for the live and wrote their incredible parts for it, it solidified like, oh, we don't need another person live. We got this. Like, we're good. Rituals live, it should only be you and I. And like, I know there was a back and forth and like this uneasiness at first, because it had always been at least 3 people. And so, but then, when we played Tether together, it just like truly set the tone for like, all right, this is what this project is live. And it changed everything. It opened up everything.
Yeah, it just gave us that confidence, I feel like, you know, and just the being the two of us, you know, because we were just so scared of like, there's got to be someone else on stage. Wes, come here. Like, you want to play bass? Which, yes, anytime. But
it works. It works.
When I think of Rituals of Mine live, like, I pretty much think about Tether, you know, so that makes total sense. I feel like it's been such a ingrained part of like the live aspect now for like, you know, 2-3 years. So that makes sense. Damn, we've been working on this shit a long time.
Time.
3+ years, man. Really.
It is finally here. It is finally here. And I really can't thank you guys enough. Like, I love what we do. I love like this family, honestly. And to be very real, this project, it has been the only thing that has kept me focused and sane during this crazy time and hopeful. And like, I don't know where I'd be without it. So thank you for real.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And on to the next. But first we celebrate and stay present. But
Definitely.
All right, y'all. I love you guys. Thank you so much for hanging.
No problem. Much love to you as well, Tara. Wes, love you, my brother. Adam, take it easy.
Yeah, you too.
Good to see you.
Love you guys.
Love you.
Bye, y'all.
Bye-bye.